everyone, welcome back to Things I Wish I Knew About Alopecia, video 4. Today we're going to be discussing common misconceptions people have about alopecia. First of all, just want to say a big thank you for watching these videos I've been making. I've been really enjoying doing it, and yeah, it's really good. Thank you for watching, and comment. I'm going to ask for every video, so you might as well just get used to it. So yeah, common misconceptions about alopecia. This one was kind of cool to do, like, for research aspect. I mainly just use Google because, you know, it's the biggest search engine in the world and all that kind of stuff. Just looking at, like, you know, does alopecia give me this? What happens if I have alopecia? Just keywords like that to try and, like, get things that people tend to Google about alopecia. So I can't believe some people Googled some of these questions, but we're going to try and get through them. And I've also asked from a friend of mine who has alopecia. She's got areata, so I've got, like, you know, 1 or 2 questions from her perspective, which is really good because I don't have areata. I don't think I've ever properly had it, so it's really cool to get, like, experiences from other people with different types of alopecia. I will be doing a full video on loads of different categories of different types of alopecia. So yeah, let's get on with it. The first one, which I've seen, and this one makes me laugh because I've heard this question a lot over the years, and it's, can you catch alopecia? Short answer is no, and I can't believe that people think this is a legit thing. Like, you know, if I sneeze on you or whatever else, then, you know, your hair's gonna fall out. I just think it's such a ridiculous kind of thing to think of, but someone's obviously, more than one person's obviously thought of this question before, so I'm here to officially debunk it. Then you can't catch it. It's not a thing. Okay, so all those people, you know, make comments about that, inform them with the right thing before be like, hey, you dumb, or whatever else like that. Just give them the information, and if they persist on making such comments, then you can refer to them being silly, shall we say. So the next question I've got, which kind of made me think a little bit, because at some point I would like to have children. Obviously not now, and probably not for the foreseeable future, but the question came up saying, is alopecia hereditary? Because, you know, there's always that thought, and maybe even to a worse stage of thinking, like, if you do have alopecia yourself, would you be then passing it on or everything else like that? So I've got some facts for you. So did you know around 20% of people with alopecia will have a family member with some kind of underlying health condition? By that I mean people within the families who have other autoimmune diseases or atopic conditions. Now I'm going to list some of those off here just to kind of, like, make you aware if you don't already know. So reading off of the sheet in front of me, we have asthma, eczema, hay fever, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, psoriasis, thyroid conditions, and vitiligo. It's actually interesting because my mum's got I think she's got an overactive thyroid condition, but I that could be linked or not. Like I said, it's around 20% of people who have it, so it might not necessarily be the case, but yeah, 20% of people who have alopecia do have, like, a member of family with, like, one of those potential underlying health conditions. But again, like, you know, I could have kids in the future, they could not have it. It's the thing with alopecia that I found that it can just happen to anyone at any point. Like, I'm going to get onto some of the points of that later on in the video, but it's just kind of a thing that it can happen to anyone anytime, which is kind of really sucks about it, to be honest. But hope that answered that question. So I kind of covered this in the last video about, is there a cure for alopecia or not? There's no current cure for it. I do believe it'll come through looking through something else, some other autoimmune disease. But yeah, here's hoping. You never know what the future might bring. So the next question is, does it hurt? I mean, it's a fair question, fair point, fair question. The only thing that I think this would apply to would be initially when your hair's falling out. I know you can kind of get, like, a tingling, itchy, or burning sensation sometimes when your hair starts to fall out, but that might be a bit more, I don't know. I think that depends on a person. I don't think it's like a thing that happens to everyone. I think this will be more like applicable with people with A potentially, or I don't really fully know the full extent of each different type of alopecia, but I will be doing a video on that, covering it all, not only to let you guys know, but also to better educate myself on it. So the next one is, does alopecia itch? I believe this kind of rolls into what we were just talking about it hurting. You know, kind of like you might get a mild irritation and itch, maybe through like dry skin when the hair's falling out, or when the hair is actually just falling out itself. Yeah, it can. But me, for having like AU, no, I think it's initially just when the hair starts to fall out you have an itching sensation, but I'd have to properly check with somebody with A. So the next misconception that we're going to talk about is, can it be prevented? This was kind of like high up in the rankings in regards to it being searched around. Unfortunately, no, you can't really do anything about it, as in regards to when your hair starts kind of falling out. It's basically your body attacking itself. It's an autoimmune disease. You can't really do much about it, unfortunately. The best thing to do is, when your hair does start to fall out, is just basically go and see a specialist, dermatologist, go and see your local GP or doctor, and kind of like find out what's going on, essentially. If your hair does start to fall out, it might not necessarily be alopecia. It could be a number of things. So always recommend just, get professional advice, essentially, and just try and work out what it is straight away, rather than kind of like, not gonna go and get it checked out, or kind of like worrying about it. Which very nicely brings me on to the next subject. Okay, so alopecia is kind of like known as a stress-induced condition, if you will. Like, I've seen so much of it over the years, and it just kind of baffles me. Like, everyone's always asked me, like, when mine fell out, was it due to stress? And honestly, I don't think it was. And I've heard cases of 6-month-year-old children having like alopecia, and like, what can you be stressed at 6 months? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's such a misconception. I know that it can be that. It literally can be that, but it shouldn't be generalized as a whole, like, oh, you've got alopecia, like, what are you stressed about, kind of thing. So, like, the next one I want to cover is, it's not cancer or leukemia. It's an autoimmune disease. It's not cancer. So everyone kind of assumes that, we jump to worst case scenario. It's not that, okay? It's an autoimmune disease. It's not anything like that. Okay, so this next one, this is kind of one of my big kind of like, it annoys me. Like, I've seen this one so much, and I've had people comment, say this to me over years, and it really infuriates me with the whole, like, it's just hair, like, what are you crying about kind of thing. Like, it really annoys me. It comes essentially from really ignorant people, who, in my personal opinion, wouldn't last 5 minutes if it was to happen to them. Okay, like, so people don't understand the impact it has on men and women, on their, femininity, men's masculinity, and our general self-esteem as a whole. It really annoys me. People just kind of like, it's just hair, like, whatever. Like, it's not like, you've got this and that. I'm not gonna, say what, but it really annoys me. It's such a ignorant thing to say. Having alopecia, it does affect people in different ways, like psychological ways. Like, it can and does take your toll on it takes a toll on you. So I really dislike that kind of like generalization on it, and I'm sure other people with alopecia watching this will very much agree with this point. So yeah, that's kind of like my main one. I don't like that. So that's it. I've had my little rant. Maybe well-rounded, well thought out topics to cover. I don't know. I'll leave that to you guys to decide. If you have any suggestions for subject matter you want me to cover, let me know in the comments. So obviously I've got my little Facebook page. If you want to join, feel free to. We've got a group section on there. We're trying to grow that. We'll get people interacting. I know there's loads of absolutely amazing Facebook alopecia groups out there, which I'm a part of a few. Highly recommend that you check them out. They're really good there for, scientific research, loads of community aspects within it. I'm just here doing my little bit, trying to put like a different spin on it, if you will. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope you found it a little bit informative. If any of the key points did hit home with you, then let me know in the comment section down below. Let us know if you've had any other common misconceptions about alopecia that you've heard of. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one.